Hi, my name is Stephen Martili. Welcome to Freedom Education. And I had a really good question in one of the comments. I just did a post on how to change your thoughts fast. And it was using the Swish Pattern. We talked about how to use that. And basically that technology comes from neuro-linguistics programming, or NLP. Now, one of the real cool things is that you can use the Swish Pattern to change numbers, and that's what I did in the last video, but you can also do it with people. You can do it to create more intimacy. And one of the things that I do a lot is I blog and I'm online a lot, almost too much. And the problem with that is that it doesn't leave a lot of time for intimacy. And sometimes I don't pick up on the clues. I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to intimacy. I'll admit that. But what I do is I work with the laws. I realize that thinking creates, or thoughts create everything. So what I'll do sometimes, if I realize that things are going astray and that I haven't been paying attention to my wife, which I do sometimes, I'll admit it, what I'll do is actually I'll visualize us being intimate. Okay, so you're probably wondering how you visualize being intimate with someone else. And it's pretty straightforward. Now there's a post that I did that says, should you visualize in the first or third person? And the answer is both. But specifically for intimacy, what I find works best in my own experience is visualizing in the first person. So what I'll do, and let me explain why. If you visualize in the third person, so you're like the dreamer or the observer of you and someone else being intimate, what happens is that other person being intimate with your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or your boyfriend is not necessarily you. It could be someone else. Now, I'm not saying you're going to attract that into your life, but what I'm saying from my own experience, what has worked the best is to visualize being in the first person. So, being the person in the movie that I've created. So if I visualize, I'm visualizing Trish and I being together, and she'll come in and give me a kiss or give me a hug, and I'll see her smile, and I feel really great about it. And that's how I know that it's working, is that by the feeling I check to see, does this feel good? And if it does, then I know it's working. And what most likely what happens is, we end up scheduling an extra date night, and we do 2 date nights that week, or I feel this urge or this sense of like instant, I don't know, the intuitive nudge to go and like do something for her, like pick up some chocolates, or cook dinner for her, or whatever it is, and something that's out of the ordinary that I wouldn't normally do. And I know that it's all come because of thought. It actually starts in thought. Okay, so you've gone through the exercise and you were visualizing being intimate through your own eyes with that other person, and you find that you're still not getting the feelings. So this is where the Swish Pattern comes in real handy. So what you can do now is, let's say the old picture, I'm going to just take a scenario. There's infinite number of scenarios that could take place in your own mind, but I'm going to take from my own perspective what may happen is that maybe I close my eyes and I see that Trish is so far away that there's no way that I can barely even see her. She's like kilometers away, or she's just a small, tiny image. And how can I be intimate with her if she's that far away, or if she's that small? So what I'll do is I'll actually create a new picture, and the new picture is of us being intimate. And what I mean by that is, through my own eyes, I can see her directly in front of me. And I remember a time when we were actually really close to each other. We were connected. And we could have been just having a conversation, but her face is like right in front of me. And then what I'll do is I'll take that, it's so easy for me to take that image and then like it just comes up to me right away and I'm there right away. But for some people it's a lot more difficult. They can't get back that memory. So what you can do is use a Swish Pattern. So take the image of you being really intimate and put it in the bottom right corner. And then you're going to close your eyes, and really quickly 5 times you're going to move your hand and actually increase the size of the image so that it covers the old one. So you're going to do it really quickly. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And while you're doing it, that's the swish right there. So the 5 times you're going to actually increase the image. When you're doing it, you can actually make a noise. I think if my memory is correct, the reason why it's called a swish is because you actually make the swish noise while you're moving the image. So you're actually going shh, 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 and it's really quick. So If you do that and you notice that you generate the feelings, then that's a clue that, you know, the image has changed. And you can close your eyes and check. You know, do you see that person there? Are they right there? Are you being intimate? And if you are, and you generate the feelings, then you know that the picture is there for you. So there you go. That's the swish pattern to create more intimacy in your life. I think that when I first started to use the swish pattern to create intimacy, that it was a little freaky because it was like intentionally creating intimacy. And like, you know, when I first, I don't know, maybe a lot of people can relate to this. When you first start to create things intentionally, it's like you actually can do that. And the first time that I started to see more intimacy show up in my own relationships, I realized that, you know, this stuff does work and that there is a relationship or connection between thoughts and then the experiences that you do have. And so the more that I realized that, the more I started to celebrate and recognize and embrace that connection and that relationship between thoughts and experience. And the faster I started to attract those experiences into my life. So give that a shot. Try the swish pattern out. And if you do get a lot of value out of it and you get the experience that you want from the visualization, drop me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you got any other questions, I'd be glad to hear them. I just want to help out. And yeah, my name's Steve Martile, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.